Welcome to BNEWS Special Report. Today my guest is Julie Lewis, outgoing pantry manager for People Helping People, the food pantry. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you.
Okay, you're outgoing but off into a new adventure of which we're going to talk about. But first, let's talk about your tenure at the pantry and talk about some of the things you think were highlights during your involvement there.
Yeah, thank you. I was at the food pantry, People Helping People, for about 4 years. There were some really great highlights. So, I guess we moved to a new location on Murray Ave, and that was a great move for the food pantry. I was at the old location for about a year, the one at St. Mark's, and we had outgrown it. So, moving to the new pantry was great. We got to set it up and kind of
more functional.
Yeah, make it more functional the way that we did the process. We were able to really suit it to our needs. So that was great. I met a lot of amazing volunteers. One of my favorite parts of my job there was just being surrounded by a lot of wonderful people who just wanted to, put some good into the community. And, a lot of people that I became good friends with because they've been coming for year after year, and we got to spend a lot of time together. And so that was wonderful. And I also loved doing fundraising events. We started two new events while I was there, one being the Burlington Feud, which is coming up in September this year.
Which our team lost, but...
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. But you can come back and try again.
Yeah, I don't know. One of my answers was embarrassing, so I don't think I'll be back.
But yeah, so Burlington Feud was really fun. And then we just did one of my last days was the Summerfest Pours for a Purpose, and that was a really fun new fundraiser. And we ended up raising over $11,000 for People Helping People. So we're really trying to bolster the fundraising efforts at PHP just to keep the organization solvent to keep up with the need in the community.
Well, basically, as most organizations of this type, you run on a shoestring.
Yeah, it can be that way. We've been very blessed. The community supports us greatly, but we definitely have made an effort to make sure that we're not running on a shoestring. So yeah, it's been really good. It's been really fun to be part of those new fundraisers and just the sort of connecting with donors in the community and the community as a whole. It's been great to be part of that.
Well, Bob Murray stepped up to the plate on the new location, but also he's been a major contributor over the years to the organization.
Oh yes, majorly. One of the big things that I don't know if everybody knows this, but our wine tasting event that's in the beginning of the winter, January. I think it's the last Saturday in January, if I'm remembering correctly. Bob Murray, he donates the whole event to People Helping People. They cover all of the costs. So 100% of the ticket sales and raffle sales and everything go to People Helping People. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it's kept us going for many years. So,
what kind of an effort does it take to arrange all of the number of auction items that you get and the draft? The ticket items. What do you call those?
The silent auctions.
Yeah. Silent auction and the loud auction.
Yep.
I love to participate in.
Yes, Jack Farron does an amazing job hosting that for us. It takes a lot of effort. I have to shout out, and she'll probably be mad at me for this, but Janet Fitzgerald. A lot of her know her through the Sullivan Funeral Home. She was
been a major fixture in the organization for years.
Oh yes, yeah, and she even when she had left the board for a little while, and she's now back on the board, but she had been running that wine tasting fundraiser, and she is the one that really asks for all the donations. I mean, she has to go to each individual, organization or whoever's donating and ask for that. And a lot of people don't love doing that. It's not the easiest thing to do. But Janet is the best at it, and she collects so many raffle items. And, you know, again, we have donors that do it year after year and are just happy to give us raffle items.
Well, she's plugged individually. She's plugged so deeply into the community that
Absolutely.
makes it a little bit easier.
Absolutely.
She knows everybody, so.
Yeah, so she's a great person to have on our team.
So what is the structure of the organization itself? I mean, we know Janet, she's front. Joan has been Joan Walsh has been a major contributor. McKinnon, I forget her first name. Jane McKinnon, I'm sorry.
And you're talking about
Jane.
Judy, that's okay, Judy Walsh.
Judy Walsh,
yes,
oh
that's
geez.
okay.
Oh,
it's
God.
a J, there's a lot of J names.
Yeah, well, and there's more and more the older you get, you know.
Yeah, so People Helping People is run by a board of directors. Currently, the president of our board is Elizabeth Trowbridge. She took over about a year ago. She's been doing, you know, a great job making some changes to the way our committees are structured and everything. And Jane McIninch also was the president of the board prior to that. She really kind of started those changes, which was great, especially from a staff perspective. So, you know, the major financial decisions and a lot of the major committees are all run through the board of directors. And then we have staff. Our executive director is Jim Sheridan currently, and you know, I was the senior pantry manager. There's now an operations manager who's taken over a lot of my responsibilities. And then we have an amazing, wonderful pantry assistant named Abby, and she really just runs the pantry. She does the day-to-day of bringing in food, making sure food goes out into the right hands, and you know, she really manages all of that. She's amazing. And a volunteer coordinator, Julie Hayes. So 4 staff and then a board of directors.
And who is your successor coming in?
Her name is JulieAnne Gallagher. We joke that one of the job requirements was that you have to be named Julie. Yeah. Yeah, and she's been there now, I think 5 or 6 weeks. She's doing great. You know, I hope everybody gets to know her. She's going to do great in that role. She's taking over a lot of the sort of organizational responsibilities that I had. Yeah.
What does the weekly operation schedule look like?
So the pantry operates Monday through Thursday. Mondays is kind of the day that we get you know, a lot of the sort of orders in. So if we're getting a Greater Boston Food Bank order, it comes in on Monday. We get gleaners during the summer, which is sort of a food rescue for farm shares type of thing. Lots of produce comes in on Mondays. So that's the day to kind of prep for everything. And then we have more prepping every day, Monday through Thursday, and then distributions on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So our clients have an opportunity to come one of the 3 distributions every week. So our clients can come every week. And then there's also a big sort day on Saturdays. So we have a Saturday sort team. A lot of times it's made up of you know, high school students who are putting in some volunteer hours. That's a good day for the younger kids to come and put in their volunteer time. And that group is run by Larry and Amy Warfield. So a lot of people know Amy, who used to be our town clerk. Yep.
Excellent town clerk.
Yes, yes. And Amy is still active. Larry and Amy are both still active, very active. They do the Saturdays. So it's mainly Monday through Thursday, and then Saturdays is the big kind of sort day.
Right. What is the qualification process for somebody to become a client?
So number one is that, you know, folks have to be a Burlington resident.
Right.
And then that's just sort of the charge of our organization. Some food pantries, you know, will you know, reach people outside their community, but that's what we have decided as an organization many years ago, and that's how we continue to operate. It would be hard to sustain it outside of Burlington. And then there's an income sort of guideline that we use. So it's called the Mass Good Neighbor Energy. So there's a guideline that's closer to the median income. So it's actually higher than the cap that you would be required to be under to receive SNAP benefits. So a lot of our clients have SNAP benefits and also use the food pantry, which is great because this SNAP literally, you know, says supplemental nutrition assistance program. So it's supposed to be supplemental, and so is the food pantry. So the hope is that the two together will, will
So
serve
is it
needs.
an intrusive kind of examination in order to qualify, or is just being a SNAP benefit beneficiary enough to qualify?
Yeah, we try to take away as many barriers as possible.
So you're
in
not
getting fields.
examining any tax returns?
No. And although, I will say it used to be more stringent, and recently, in the last couple of years, the federal government and then through the Greater Boston Food Bank, because we receive food from them, have sort of asked all pantries to pull back those strict requirements just to make it easier for people to receive, benefits. So they used to have to come in, show us some type of income, whether it was a pay stub or Social Security statement. We don't look for that anymore. We just, if they show us that they have a SNAP card, automatically we know that they've already been screened. We know through the Burlington Public Schools that they qualify for free and reduced lunches, which I know lunches are free currently, but they still apply for that in case the benefit ever goes away. We know they've already been screened through the school, so we're not gonna look deeply into their paperwork, because we just want them to get the nutrition that they need. We do just still look and see that they have a Burlington address, so that could be something as simple as a utility bill.
We're still post-COVID. What have you seen since COVID in terms of demand on the pantry?
Yeah, so I was there. I started very at the end of the COVID era, so I know just from looking at previous information that the need went way up, as you would expect during COVID. And then it really came way back down when the economy started to come back together. But then over the last year, we've seen actually a big increase in need. So we're seeing numbers now higher than we saw during the peak of COVID. So we're seeing I believe about 140 to 150 families come through every week. When I started 4 years ago, it was more like 80 to 90 families. So that's a pretty big increase. And I think, there's a number of reasons for that. And some of it could just be that we're getting the word out better. But there's definitely, I think, an economical element to what the increase that we're seeing.
What do you see for support from the individual members of the community in terms of donations? And I know let's ask this question. How do you recruit volunteers? Or is it even necessary? I know you have a cadre of people who have been there forever that I see.
No, it's actually a really good problem to have. We have so many active volunteers now that we kind of have a wait list for volunteers. We actually get more requests than we can accommodate, which can be tough, because especially during the summer, we have a lot of kids who need volunteer hours for school or whatever, and they're trying to fulfill those, and we just don't have the hours. We don't want to bring them in and waste their time by not having something for them to do.
Well, that's a good problem to have, huh?
It is a good problem to have. So no, we don't really have to actively recruit volunteers anymore. When we've needed something specific, for example, we started having Spanish language interpreters at the pantry during distribution. That one, we just went on social media and said we're looking for Spanish language interpreters for the food pantry, and we had multiple people step up immediately, and now that problem is solved. Sometimes delivery drivers is a little tougher of a position to fill, so we just kind of. We'll just ask over social media usually, and we usually just get it filled right in.
There's elements to that, insurance, et cetera.
Yeah,
for the individual.
Right, and it's a lot of lugging, sometimes upstairs to people who aren't able to, because we deliver only to people who are, unable to
mobility
get out.
issues.
Yeah, have mobility issues. Yeah.
Right. So, how about from the outside, in terms of finances? I know you're running the fundraisers, which are important, but do you have a group of regular contributors in the community who don't volunteer, who just send you money on a monthly basis?
Yeah, absolutely. And those people are angels. That's income that we really rely on. We have a number of regular supporters like that just automatically send a check every month, or sometimes they just send a check during the December holidays. That's great. Any of that.
Big demand, sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we also we get a little bit of funding through grants That's what our executive director primarily works on, is grant writing, and then also, corporate donations too, which tend to be a little bit on the larger than the individual donations. So it's a combination that really keeps things
afloat.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about your new adventure. That's a former adventure. This is a new adventure.
Yes.
You are going to be opening a bakery. So let's start from the very beginning. Did you train for this academically? How did you suddenly decide on a dream that you wanted to bake cookies or pies or all those tiramisu or all the great things I love?
Yes, no, I know. Well, I'll tell you, it definitely wasn't sudden. It was a dream from a very young age. My friends from high school will tell you that I talked about having a bakery when I was a kid. I did go to pastry school at the Cambridge School of Culinary Arts and received a professional pastry certificate. That was almost 20 years ago, and I was thinking at that time I was going to soon open my bakery. But here we are.
Did you enter into the business at that time?
So I did have a little chocolate shop. There was no brick and mortar. I just made chocolates. I sold chocolates to people that I knew, my friends and family.
Didn't set up an internet site?
I
Julie's
did.
Chocolates?
I did, yeah.
What was the name of it? Julie's Chocolates, I hope.
JulieAnne's Confections.
JulieAnne's, I was close.
That's why my bakery is now called JulieAnne's Bakery.
That's my daughter's name, by the way.
Oh,
Julie
really?
Ann. Yes, yeah.
It's a good name.
Yes, it is, indeed.
So yeah, I've been thinking about it for a really long time, but I just wasn't in a place sort of in my life. I have 3 kids, so now they're a little older.
That can be kind of a bother when they're younger, right?
They take a little bit of time.
You're interfering with dreams.
No, my kids are my number one. I love them. But
I hope they're watching. Did you see what Mom said?
Yes, exactly. Amelia, did you hear me?
Oh, is she the oldest, a teenager?
She's the middle, but she's in middle school, so she has to hear this.
Oh, God.
No,
bless you.
She's amazing. No. So the kids are in a better place for me to kind of break away from the family life a little bit, because I know it's going to be a lot of work. And just my husband has a stable income, and we're in a place in life where, and I also have more experience too. If I thought I was ready 20 years ago, but now I know that the experience that I have since then has really prepared me.
Particularly from a management standpoint, right?
Yep, the management standpoint. And I also, I worked as a bakery manager for Wegmans for, several years. So the sort of mass production, managing large teams, and
large recipes.
Customer service, all those things really have helped prepare me. And then just, my time at People Helping People really helped me plug into the Burlington community really well. And, it just has made me feel really comfortable with my decision, because I just know that there's such a supportive community. We like small business here, and the location.
Hope you have an enormous mailing list.
Yeah, it's growing all the time.
It's growing.
Yeah. And
let's plug. Do you have a website yet?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's JulieAnne'sBakeryBurlington.com.
JulieAnne'sBakeryBurlington.com. We'll put that up on the. Does our crack staff have that? JulieAnne, no E at the end?
E at the end.
JulieAnne, A-N-N-E.
Yes.
Burlington.com. Okay.
Yes, thank you. I have a website of social media. So as I've been testing recipes and doing little things for my friends and family, I did a friend's tea party last weekend. I've been putting pictures up and kind of getting the excitement going. We're going to have afternoon tea on Sundays, which is sort of a niche that is not being met right now in Burlington. So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited. It's my dream. I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I couldn't be more excited.
Okay, let's talk about the logistics, the location, etc., and the timing. What's going on there?
Yeah, so it's going to be located at the Shops at Simons Park Plaza. A lot of people around here know it as the former Building 19 Plaza.
Those of us who have been here a long time. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, that plaza is almost full now. There'll be one unit left once I go in there. And it's on the roadside between Goodnight Johnny's and Cambridge Savings Bank. So it's a good, good location, a lot of traffic. Yeah, go ahead.
How many square feet is the operation?
It is 2,100 square feet, so it's pretty good space. We're going to have 46 seats, so pretty good amount of space.
Okay, so you'll be serving as well as delivering goods for pickup and things of that sort.
Yes, so and it's not going to be a counter kind of ordering, not full service ordering, but a place for people to hang out, and that was my hope. And then also the dining room will be where we serve tea on Sundays, and hopefully,
But if I want a cake or want anything special ordered, that would be a pickup type thing?
Yeah, yep. And we will do some delivery for corporate catering as well, so folks who want like coffee and breakfast platter, we'll be doing that too.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, a long time ago, at 13 or so, my brother was a cook at a high-end country club. And one of my tasks, other than mopping the floors and cleaning the toilets, etc., was to scrub the bakery every morning when I get in. And when I get in, the baker had already put in 7 hours of work. So is this the kind of schedule that we're looking at for Julianne the baker?
Well, so we will. Typically, breads baking has to start at 4 in the morning or so. We're gonna be mainly focused on pastry, so it's not as early of a start. Plus, we can kind of schedule production so that we have things, made and frozen and ready to go into the oven first thing. So we're gonna open at 6. So I'm thinking probably a 5 a.m. start for baker and opener. So not too bad. 5 a.m.
Before the kids get up, anyway.
Yes, still 5 a.m. is pretty early, but it's again I'm used to it. It's not in my previous positions like at Wegmans, et cetera. I did a lot of very, very early mornings.
So you're staffed up at this point?
I have a list of folks. I haven't officially hired, but I do have a list of folks who I've been talking to. So when we get a little closer to opening, I will be. I believe I have pretty much everyone I need. But if anybody's interested, you never know how things are going to work out. So we'll have some part-time positions, particularly for baristas, open.
And what are we looking at for a time frame in terms of the ribbon cutting?
So I'm hoping to open in November, right before Thanksgiving. That depends on, we still are just starting the build out now. So we still have a few months ahead of us of prepping. It could end up getting delayed into December, but I'm hoping to at least capture some of the holidays so people can try my pies and, understand like really what.
1 or 2 cold openings before you fully launch?
Yes, we will be doing some soft openings.
Soft, that's the word.
Yeah,
right.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's give one more plug. What's the name of the website?
So it's JulieAnne's Bakery and Cafe. The website is juliannesbakeryburlington.com. And also follow me on social media, Instagram and Facebook.
Facebook, and the Facebook is the same name?
It's JulieAnne's Bakery Burlington.
Right.
For both Instagram and Facebook. So
wonderful. Well, we wish you a lot of luck, and we're promoting cakes and pies and whatever fantastic other confectionery items that you like. Our guest has been Julie Lewis. Good luck in your new adventure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.